Hello everyone, today I'm going to make a 3-foot simple garden gate. It's going to take me a while, so I'm going to come over and pause you from time to time and sort of show you what I'm doing as I'm going along. So really all I've done so far is I've been and sourced myself a few bits of wood out of my wood pile. And I'm also going to use this sort of Waney edge board as well. Quite a nice pile of this down here. So first things first, it's a 3-foot gate, so I'm just going to get some bits of wood together, cut them down to 3 foot so I can start making my basic frame. So, pause. Right, now I've got basically what I've got here now are 2 identical pieces of wood, 3 foot length. They're going to be outside frame for this. Now, as with everything I do, it's quite organic. There's no plans, I'll just make it up as I go along really. Although I've got a bit of a mind what I want to do. What have I got here? Now then. My idea is, because I just go through the materials that I've got, and none of this Waney edge stuff is 3 feet. So what I'm going to do is basically make a 2-panel gate, cut them in half or thereabouts, and have sort of 2 panels with a strip down the middle. So let's get this middle bit cut down to size. I'm going to recess these, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to saw straight down the centre about half the depth of the wood, and then saw down the side. So what I'm basically left with is a recessed piece of wood that I can sit those panels into. I'm going to do that to both of those, and then unpause it and show you. Now I'm nearly there with these. I've got this one about ready, and the second one I'm just finishing off with a wood chisel, just because it's a bit more delicate and trying to get something in there. I ain't got all the right tools. Don't get me wrong, I'm not one of these that's absolutely tooled up to the eyeballs, so you've got to use what you've got. So, ow, I'll just finish that off, hold on. Okay, so, I've got my 2 frame edges going here. There's going to be 2 edges of the gate. Now, because it's going to be like a 2-panel gate, I need a centrepiece, which is going to be this, which is already cut to 3 foot. Now, I just need to rip this down a bit, if you can see, so it will be the same depth as these. So I'm just going to measure that, which I've already done in actual fact. Just double check, because as they say, measure twice, cut once. That's 1 inch. See, I can even come a little bit smaller actually on that. Now I've double checked it. There we go. It was only a fraction. Using the guard and goggles and safety boots. Right. Don't get your hands too close to the blade, sometimes it's going through. Or use the bubble to push it. Oh. So here we have our centrepiece, which now the same depth as those, so I can run my panels between them. Right, I'll pause you for a minute more. Now what I've done now is I've laid everything out in my workbench inside, the 2 outside struts and the middle, and now I've worked out that each of my panels needs to be 16.5 inches wide, typically enough, my table isn't big enough to do it as is, so I'm going to have to measure them all one at a time, use my set scale to get a nice straight finish. 16.5, square it down and get cutting. I'll come back when I've got a load done. So I'm just ripping these down now. Right length. 16.5 inches in this case. Good. Come back. Use the guard. Right, so we're in the shed now, as you can see. On my workbench, don't quite see what I've done here, but we've got the two outside frames and the supporting one in the middle here, which you won't be able to see. And at the moment I've just laid all these on here just to get an idea of how it might look, how it's all going to fit. I'm quite happy with that. What I'm going to do now, just really quickly, I've just remembered. Now we'll put it together. Quick double check of your measurements. 3 foot. 3 foot. Okay. So what I'm going to do first is, well, I've selected a nice pot of screws, about the right sort of size screws. Now, just to make sure we don't get any splitting anywhere in all this wood, I'm just going to go round and pilot drill a load of screw holes. So, bear with me. So it's coming together, and as I get the panels on, it's all of a sudden becoming solid. So I'll keep piloting these and keep popping these on. I've only got a few more left, and then we'll go on to the next stage, which will be aesthetically making it look nice. So some kind of cover strip down the middle to cover the join, and then we'll turn it over and start backing up and making it a bit stronger. Okay, so I'm at this point now where all the panels are on, so if I can just kind of, you see that? It's breaking it. There you go, so there is the gate. A bit difficult to see from there. So what we'll have to do at some point is turn over the back and just strengthen it up a bit and give it a bit more at the back. But before I do that, I just want to tidy it up a bit. I'm going to run a cover strip down the middle just to cover all over those bits. In fact, I've got some up here, but my light's resting on it. Hold on, I'll pause you a minute. So here we go, so I have a cover strip which is just going to nicely cover the gap and the join between those. And then it'll be time to put something along the top just to cover it and finish it, and strengthen it from the back, and then really put some gate furniture on, which I haven't actually bought yet, but I will. I've priced it up down at Moncaster Wire in Louth. It'll be about 15 quid, 10-15 quid, 20 quid, sorry, I should think, all in. So that's about it in a nutshell. Just made a gate. Happy days. I'm off. Things to do, people to see, places to go.